next on CTN News.
It's arguably the most unique facility on our entire campus. So a lot of people had sentimental attachment to it.
The state's only velodrome saved following a big fundraising effort by the cycling community. Plus, plans are moving forward for a trail in the northern part of the city, but first...
That's when it really first dawned on us. It was the first baby being born there.
An important place in Coon Rapids, along with the first family to put it to use, celebrates a big milestone this week. That tops CTN News this Friday, March 20th, 2015. Thanks for joining us. Steve is off today. Mercy Hospital wasn't supposed to be quite open yet 50 years ago, but an emergency combined with a blizzard put nurses and doctors to work early. This week, CTN's Joe Nelson shares how a Coon Rapids family found its way to Mercy and how Mercy found them.
I've never seen cold and snow that much.
St. Patrick's Day of 1965 saw much more white than green. More than 11 inches of snow covered the streets. Coon Rapids police officer Butch Melton came home after work that night, but he and his wife Judy couldn't stay for long.
Judy announced that she was in labor.
They wouldn't make it to the hospital they had planned and needed another option fast. Although it wasn't open, Butch called Mercy Hospital.
Kept a doctor and a nurse on hand just for this type of emergency.
Butch tried 3 fellow officers to get a ride, but none could make it without getting stuck in the snow. But then one officer, Hutch Hutchinson, made it through the drifts to the Melton house.
It was 1 hour later that we arrived at their emergency room. That's how long it took us to get there, getting stuck, getting out.
She wasn't born until about 6:20 in the morning. And the nurse came in and said, "We already have your baby's name picked out."
Butch and Judy had picked out the name Janine for a baby girl, but that plan changed too.
She said, "Mercy Patricia."
Well, I'd agree to that, but Mercy's name has to end in an I rather than a Y.
People ask about my name, so then I have to tell the story.
Today, Mercy DeRusha still remembers how the community embraced her as their new hospital's first baby.
It was good news. It was special. It was unique.
She had a birthday party there every year.
Her connection grew even stronger when she gave birth to her own daughter at Mercy Hospital.
I could understand what my mom had gone through because the news, it was a big story because now the hospital became generational.
Mercy's parents say they wouldn't have had it any other way.
Mercy's name fits her very well. She has so much compassion for other people.
She's going to be 50 years old. Just think how old that makes me. I love to tell the nurses there, you know who I am? I'm the father of Mercy.
And it's kind of like half ours. Because there's Mercy, M-E-R-C-Y, and then there's Mercy, M-E-R-C-I. And it'll always stay that way.
Mercy now lives in Mound and has 2 children and 2 grandchildren of her own. Her parents have since divorced and remarried, but the family still goes to Mercy Hospital. The hospital has invited the family for the grand opening of its new mother-baby center this summer. Karen?
Oh, what an exciting, fun story.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Now, 2 men are arrested and charged with robbing a Coon Rapids bank. The Guarantee Bank on 124th Avenue was robbed at gunpoint on November 24th. Through their investigation, Coon Rapids Police and the FBI identified 24-year-old Makeem Dameek and 25-year-old Daniel Alley as suspects and arrested them on Wednesday. The 2 are charged with first-degree robbery and each could face up to 20 years in prison. Anoka County's only low-cost reproductive health clinic reached its own milestone this week. The Nucleus Clinic, which has been in operation in Coon Rapids since 1971, made its final payment on its debt owed to the city. About 7 years ago, the clinic switched from city-operated to a nonprofit and had to borrow money to keep its doors open. Now, that money has all been paid back.
I served as a member of the board at that time and also made a commitment to the city of Coon Rapids that although we owed the city a debt of almost $40,000 at that time, we were in an extraordinarily difficult time and difficult position, as were most nonprofits, but certainly as a brand new nonprofit.
The Nucleus Clinic serves around 1,000 patients a year, many who didn't have health insurance prior to the implementation of the Affordable Care Act. About 80% of patients are from Anoka County. The City Council approved the sale of $10 million in general obligation bonds this week. About $5 million will be used for park bond projects, including $1.8 million for Riverview Park and funding to get the Sand Creek Park project started. The other half of the bonds will be used to pay for street reconstruction. Wells Fargo won the bidding process, charging an interest rate of less than 2%. Water rates are on the rise. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved increases to water rates, which will take effect May 1st. Rates are going up 10 cents per 1,000 gallons of water used. The average homeowner using 27,500 gallons of water per quarter would see about a $2.75 increase in their bill. The city is also increasing the base fee $2 per quarter. Plans are moving forward for the construction of a new trail in the northern part of the city. This week, the City Council awarded the contract for Wilderness Trail, which will be constructed through Wilderness Park from 121st Avenue north to Avocet Street. In 2013, the city received a $65,000 grant from the DNR, which required a 50% local match. The city is funding its share of the project with proceeds from the park bond. Construction is expected to be started next month and be completed in June. Next week, Anoka County is holding an open house to get feedback on the proposed master plan for the Coon Creek Regional Trail. The information session will take place Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. in the Coon Rapids City Council chambers. A majority of the regional trail already exists, and there are currently no plans to complete construction of the trail, which connects Bunker Hills Regional Park with the Coon Rapids Dam. Wheels will keep spinning for 5 more years in Blaine, thanks to donations from around the country. The velodrome at the National Sports Center in Blaine was shut down last fall when trusses needed extensive repairs with no budget to maintain it. With a crowdfunding page and fundraising events, cyclists collected the $100,000 needed to make the repairs underneath the bike track. Barclay Cruz with the Sports Center says the fix will only last for 5 years, but will keep the sport alive in the state.
Fundraising contributions came in from all over the world. Velodromes are not that common. There's hundreds of them around the world, but this track is well known. It has a worldwide reputation, and people were aware of this.
Since it opened in 1990, the track has hosted Olympic trials, and it's the only one of its kind in Minnesota. Repairs are expected to start soon, and the track is scheduled to be reopened in May. This weekend, the National Sports Center is playing host to the Great Waters Fly Fishing Expo. Hours are from 3 to 8 tonight, 10 to 6 on Saturday, and 10 to 4 on Sunday. Tickets can be purchased at the door. Kids 11 and under are free. Visitors can try out fishing equipment, learn the fine points of fly casting, and participate in seminars and classes. This is the 5th year the National Sports Center has hosted the Fly Fishing Expo. Still to come on CTN News, some Target workers could soon be seeing more green in their paychecks, plus a Twin Cities-based health club chain being sold. We'll tell you what it means for Lifetime Fitness customers.
I just started DECA at the beginning of the school year.
And a Coon Rapids teen heading to a national competition thanks to his marketing skills. That story coming up.
CTN News. Steve Erickson, Karen Savanich, your local edge.
Some Target employees will soon find more money in their paychecks. Although company officials won't confirm reports, Target is raising the minimum wage for its hourly workers to $9 an hour starting next month. Store managers have been telling workers about the pay raises in recent days. The move comes 1 month after rival Walmart, the nation's largest retailer, announced plans to raise wages to a minimum of $9 an hour in April and $10 an hour by February 2016. Experts say the labor market for lower paid workers is tightening and the economy improves. The unemployment rate is falling. A popular local health club chain is being sold. This week we learned that Lifetime Fitness is being sold to 2 private equity firms in a deal valued at more than $4 billion. Lifetime Fitness opens its first club in Brooklyn Park back in 1992 and now has 114 locations, including one right here in Coon Rapids. The deal is expected to close in the 3rd quarter of the year. Company officials say members will not notice any changes. It's no secret running your own business is hard work. Now, 7 local students are putting their entrepreneurial skills to the test at DECA Nationals. As CTN's Jenny Yu shows us, one young man is making sure his ideas aren't half-baked.
I wash dishes, I clean stuff, I bag breads. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I work register sometimes.
Thank you. Dylan Plohas-Poliat works part-time at Hans Bakery in Anoka.
I have been here just over a year now.
But when he's not here,
For here, I did an advertising campaign, which talked a lot about how we wanted to connect the bakery to the community.
he's preparing for DECA.
We did a lot of things, like we had school lunches for the middle school, for the teachers of the middle school next door.
The senior at Coon Rapids High School rolled out a marketing strategy for Hans.
And we handed out a lot of flyers and things at businesses in the community, some of the largest employers like Pentair, things like that. So we wanted to really connect us to the community more.
It's his ticket to state and now to nationals, along with 6 of his classmates.
We scored really high on it, but it's about 1 in 100 that move forward.
Dylan's been here since the beginning.
Deb Middleton has seen Dylan rise into a business leader at Hans Bakery.
He's been a very reliable, dependable worker. He shows up, does his job, and if there's any problem solving that has to be done, Dylan's involved in doing that.
And although he's been working at Hans Bakery for just a year, he's been in DECA for 6 months, Dylan says he's learning lessons that will last him a lifetime.
It's nice to see how business can kind of connect you to people and cater to what they want and see the smiles on people's faces. That's what this place has taught me a lot. You see a lot of families come in here. So it's kind of the connection of the two that has made me want to go forward and pursue something in that area.
In Anoka, Jenny Yu, CTN Studios.
Dylan and his classmates will compete with more than 10,000 DECA members in Orlando next month. He says in the national round, judges will present him with a business situation, give him 10 minutes to think of a solution, and he'll have 5 minutes to pitch his ideas. Dozens of people took in a little Celtic music Thursday night in the Coon Rapids Civic Center.
Town, oh, many miles ago that night, before he reached the town, oh.
The group Lachlan Road took the stage as part of the annual Dessert and Coffee concert series. Just one more concert remains. The 50s Sounds of the Holy Rockarollas will fill the Civic Center on Thursday, April 9th. The admission fee does include dessert and a beverage. Another installment in the Divergent series hits the big screen this weekend. Howie Shapiro has a preview of that and more in this week's Now Showing.
What does Janine think is in that box, Caleb?
I don't know, but she's testing Divergence. Searching for the one who can open it.
Find them. Every last one of them.
Insurgent. Beatrice Pryor must confront her inner demons and continue her fight against a powerful alliance which threatens to tear her society apart with the help from others on her side.
She's the one.
This is the only chance we have to rescue what little civilization we have left.
Dark times call for extreme measures. Let's begin.
I did some bad things.
Don't.
We thought we were helping. It didn't work out that way.
The gunman, a sniper's successful kill shot, forces him into hiding. Returning to the Congo years later, he becomes the target of a hit squad himself.
I have names, dates. I recorded virtually everything. I'm gonna throw it out where the world can see it.
I'm Howie Shapiro, and that's what's showing.
All right, thank you, Howie. Gotta love a thriller. Now, before we go today, a quick reminder about the North Suburban Home Improvement Show taking place this weekend. The 17th Annual Home Improvement Show will take place Saturday from 9 to 3 at the Andover YMCA. More than 100 exhibitors specializing in a wide range of home improvement areas will be on hand to showcase their products and answer questions. Admission is free, but you're asked to share with others by bringing in a non-perishable food item for the food shelf. That'll do it for today's show. Thanks so much for watching, and join us again next week.